Welcome to Law and Life, the Levoritz Approach.
Hello and welcome back to Law and Life, the Levoritz Approach with attorney Yoni Levoritz. Yoni is the founder of Levoritz Law Firm and is recognized for his exceptional skill in family law, his compassionate manner, and his commitment to achieving favorable outcomes for his clients. My name is Kevin Rosenquist, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about navigating property division in a New York divorce. Yoni, welcome back. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So let's start here. How is marital property defined in New York?
Marital property is basically everything which is not separate property. So separate property is basically an inheritance, money that you receive from a personal injury settlement, which goes to pain and suffering, not necessarily the wages, but, that's an in-between issue. And of course, gifts from third parties.
Okay. And so then everything else, basically everything acquired during a marriage is considered marital property.
That is correct. Yes, everything.
Everything.
Of course, there are those caveats, which I mentioned before, which are very interesting things, because many times people receive business interests as gifts, and they go to one particular spouse. So it could be major assets that we're talking about, including inheritances, which could be a lot of money, assuming there is no commingling.
Okay. What do people get wrong about this? I'm imagining that a lot of people probably come to you and are like, wait a minute, no, that's mine. That's not ours, that's mine. Do they get confused on these rules?
Yes, they do, especially when it comes to business interests. Many times people gift a business. They gift an inheritance. They gift a business before they pass away. And many times people think that since it was acquired during the course of the marriage, that it's automatically marital property. But it is not necessarily so.
Why do people get this wrong so much, do you think? I mean, I don't know. I guess it seems like it's pretty obvious a lot of the times. Where's the gray area come in?
The gray area comes in as to whether or not it was a gift from a third party or whether or not it was acquired. There are many times where there are contracts associated. Let's go back to the business example, where people say, you're acquiring this business for $10. You're acquiring this business for $100, whatever it may be. Does that make it marital property, or is it separate property? Is it a gift? Was there a gift tax return? Okay. Or is it still marital property because it was acquired for that $10 or $100?
What about other accounts like a retirement account or things like that? I mean, if you had, if you have a 401k or an IRA or any sort of account, retirement account before a marriage, how does that get split up? Is it just the what you make during the marriage that is considered marital property?
Yes, that's exactly right. Basically what happens is courts divide these things between premarital and postmarital. And therefore, you need the statements that are associated with it. So, for example, you get married, and I'm making this up, January 1st, 2020, okay? And now it's 2025, almost 2026. So you have 5 years worth of money that was deposited into this account, okay, which is marital money, okay? But you need those old statements to show what happened on the day that you were actually getting married. So the court can take that amount, deduct out the growth, and then look for what's remaining in terms of marital assets.
Are marital assets pretty much always divided 50-50? Is there other kind of formula used?
No, it's not a formula. It's basically a statute, a law, and that law provides numerous factors: age, health, welfare, ability to earn income in the future. There are numerous factors in there, and from those factors the court looks at everything, plus they look at what's just and proper, which is a very, very broad scope.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it's really narrows it down at all.
It doesn't narrow it down at all, because then what happens is you claim basically, listen, I'm never going to be earning the type of money that my spouse was earning.
Right.
Therefore, I should get more an equitable distribution.
And is that just based on the judge's opinion or a jury's opinion, or how is that decided? How is fair and just decided?
The courts decide it. The courts look at what's just and proper, and the courts also look at the other factors in the statute. And people could look it up online. It's DRL 236, Domestic Relations Law 236. And in that statute, it has all the factors. And you can look at all those factors and you can try and figure out which factors you're best harping on in terms of what's just and proper and in terms of the other factors. So what you do is you line up your case to the statute to figure out what's best.
Okay. And do you think a lot of people think it's 50-50 and are surprised when it's not?
Yes, a lot of people think it's going to be a 50-50 split, and many times it's not. Many times there are husbands or wives who are slackers, who are not going to do what's necessary in the marriage. Marriage is, of course, an economic partnership. Therefore, you have those issues with regard to taking care of the children, contributing to the household. Did you sit around playing Xbox the whole time? I mean, what did you do exactly to contribute to the partnership? Did one partner take on 90% of the work and 90% of the labor while the other party did nothing at all?
So they actually will look at that, like down to that granular of a level.
Absolutely.
Huh. Have you ever had to defend the Xbox player?
No, thank God. No. But I have had it on the other side.
Okay, good for you. That'd be a hard defense.
It's something that's difficult to prove.
Yeah.
Who's to say how many hours he spent playing Xbox or she spent playing Xbox or whatever the situation may be.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's not like you're logging those hours, generally speaking.
No, there's no timesheet.
No timesheet. Yeah. How can someone best protect financial assets before or during a divorce?
There's no way to really protect assets during a divorce. Prior to the divorce commencing, you have the ability to set up trusts, and you have the ability to have your spouse sign off on the trust. Let's say you have a house or an apartment, and you want to put it in trust for the children. Well, that would remove it from the marital estate, okay, which could be a very, very expensive piece of property.
Sure.
And you can go ahead and gift it to your children, which takes it outside the umbrella of marital property. So beforehand, you can protect assets. During the divorce, no one's going to allow for such a thing.
Yeah. Okay. And other than houses, are there other assets that you can protect, whether it's accounts or financial accounts or anything else?
Life insurance trusts.
Oh.
A lot of people have life insurance trusts. They go ahead and set them up. They put in the life insurance policy. Life insurance policy becomes the corpus of the trust. And then at that point in time, okay, you have the ability to bring that $1 million or $2 million cash value life insurance policy outside the umbrella of the marriage.
Wow. That's interesting. And it's called a life insurance trust?
Yes.
How exactly does that process work?
Well, I mean, that gets more into trust and estates than matrimonial law, but basically what happens is you take that asset and you put it into the trust, and then the trust has the power over that particular asset.
Okay. So pretty simple, but just with a life insurance policy instead.
Instead of a property.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can do the same thing with brokerage accounts.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Okay.
If the other side is going to agree to it, put everything in a trust. Take it all out of the marital estate.
Well, I'm not planning on getting divorced, but it's interesting stuff for sure.
It is interesting, and it can be very helpful.
It sounds like it. All right. So can property division decisions be modified after a divorce is finalized, or once it's finalized, is that it?
Property is final, except by appeal.
Except by appeal, is that what you said?
Correct. Except by appeal.
What situations would someone want to appeal that decision?
Well, let's say you got a 65-35% split. You wanted a 50-50. You think the court was wrong in applying the factors. You're going to appeal it.
Mm-hmm. Is that generally successful or case dependent, or what do you think?
All case dependent.
Yeah, because it almost feels like if the judge ruled that initially, it'd be hard to get that changed by another judge.
It is hard to get it changed, but it does happen.
As far as documentation, financial transparency, how deep do you advise clients to go during a divorce to ensure that everything is laid out on the table?
Anything with a $sign is subject to discovery.
Okay. So
if it's got a $sign attached to it, it's got to be disclosed.
How often do people try to hide stuff?
I'd say it's relatively speaking common, especially with the growth of cryptocurrency.
Is that a big method of how people are hiding financial assets?
People try. It doesn't really work, but people try.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what kind of trouble do you get into if you get caught doing that?
Depends upon the court, but it could be pretty severe.
What is pretty severe?
Well, instead of a 50-50 split, you could go down to a 70-30 split, or even a 90-10 split. Courts punish people for these things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would imagine. I get why people do it. I'm not saying it's right. I get why people do it, but it seems like it's not worth the risk.
It is not worth the risk.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us on Law and Life, the Levoritz Approach. To contact Yoni or learn more, visit leveritzlaw.com. And for more insights on navigating divorce and family law in New York, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We got lots of great stuff coming your way. And remember, when it comes to protecting your rights, the right approach can make all the difference. Yoni, thanks so much for being here.
It is my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.